wrote a book.
Yay!
I wrote a memoir.
Congratulations!
I wrote a memoir. True story. When I was 15 years old, my mother read this article about this stuff called radon that supposedly came out of your ceiling insulation and gave you cancer. And we came home that night and she said, "That's it. Houses are poison. We're moving outside." And that very night, me and my sister and my brother watched my mother build out of eucalyptus bark, twine, and eucalyptus branches this teepee.
In Santa Barbara.
In Santa Barbara, one of the richest, fucking most uptight towns you could ever imagine. So you can imagine how that went. So this chapter is entitled,
I'm going to watch you from outside.
Revenge of the Sorcerer-Hatted Guinea Pig. One day, my mom walks up into the Espresso Roma Cafe as I'm talking to this hippie dude, Paris. A skinny guy with a wispy goatee and a tie-dyed Ultimate Frisbee shirt. I'm trying to get me to front me an ounce of weed. And that fleeting minute, the minute where I have this guy about to chomp down on the hook, my mom walks up with a sheep on a leash into the cafe patio. Like, "Hey, just thought I'd like to remind everyone that your family owns a small circus at the edge of town. And this sheep she's brought has a guinea pig on its back that my sister has trained to just live there. And the pig has on a sorcerer hat that my mom has sewn for it." Let that visual sink in. Or don't. It's the cover of the book. And she's just hanging off to the side. She's just hanging off to the side, waiting for me to notice her, like you could fucking miss her. And I'm trying to sew the deal up, right? And this guy is getting weirded out because this lady keeps looking over at us. Maybe he feels like she's trying to out-hippie him. He doesn't seem to like it. Finally, I wave her over and say, I mean, you can't dog out your own mom, can you? And I say, "Hey, Paris, this is my mom, and this is our sheep, Lucy." I forget the guinea pig's name. Meanwhile, the sheep ejects some pellets to the cafe floor in disapproval of what's going on. The guinea pig, in his sorcerer hat, casting little spells to make the pot more seedy. My mom, she says, "Bring your little friend over to the teepee later for dinner." To her, everyone I know is your little friend. You could be 40, and she's 36 at this point. You're my little friend. Dinner at the teepee consists of cooking chicken wrapped in banana leaves at the bottom of a hole and eating it off of pond fronds. Peas are out of the question. Peas are out of the question because they just roll down the frond grooves. For forks, we use sharpened sticks. So my mom, she just leaves, and this guy Paris, who I'm trying to get me to front me an ounce of weed, he's like, "That's your mom?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "You guys live in a fucking teepee?" I'm like, "Uh-oh, am I gonna have to slap this hippie right now in the fucking thing?" But then he's like, "Dude, come over. Anything you fucking want." And that's when I realized that this teepee thing can go both ways, like a Jaegered up sorority girl. To be honest, some girls are kind of into it and demand to be taken to the teepee. Mom has several built by this time. Still, it's becoming a battle for my pride each day as my mother's local fame grows. I definitely am losing more shit-talking battles, with all the obvious ammunition being supplied to the fucking enemies. Sure, at the time I think my mom's a little crazy. Bob. Give it up for Bob, I love this guy. You're an old fucking school San Francisco dude, and I love that you're still around here. And there are still some hippies around from her generation, like Bob, in this area that resemble her. But they aren't really walking the walk. They drive Volvos and compost, but the true cost of being a revolutionary is more than just paying extra for organic. If anyone else did it, I'd think it's heroic what she's doing. Really, I would. But it's my mom, and she's all over town with these fucking animals, walking barefoot, shouting on the steps of Campbell Hall, preaching about the evils of plastic and exhaust while her sheep feeds on a nearby bush. What am I supposed to tell California beach hotties? That my mom walks around with a college town with a magical guinea pig who sits atop an unshorn steed? That we own a little mutton-busting space cowboy? And that it rides a bucking bronco? I can't say sorry, Jenny. I'd love to go skinny dipping with you. But I have to train a broken-winged parakeet to sit on my guinea pig all day. We're animal stackers. No circus. We just like it. Thank you. Here, Bob.